I'm here at Upper Rowe, and I have these oatmeal chocolate chip cookies that I don't do this. I don't pack food up on hikes because I have never had problems with bears on trails while I'm hiking, and I've never packed food alone. And this, I'm not supposed to eat chocolate. I can't have it. But I was given that from somebody from Word on the Street, that was at Word on the Street, and I thought, this morning I was so tired, I had barely slept, and I knew I had to drive here, and then anyway, so somehow that got into my backpack. I don't know if I'll be able to resist eating it. But anyway, here is my poem. It's my own form that I wrote. It's called Migraines, What's the Point? And I wrote it September 26, 2024. And this was after I went to the Owl Poetry Night, and some people at my table, we were talking, well, one person had mentioned migraines, and then everybody was talking about it. Anyway, so here's my poem. I sat with women. Soon I heard one mention her migraines. Man, I really used to suffer, but then I learnt I could prevent the tension. It's tough, and addicts find prevention tougher. I'm too an addict, but I had enough. One woman, whom I'd spoke with, was complaining she couldn't get her migraine medications. Blue Cross won't pay for them, she was explaining, when chicks reach 60. Drugs sustaining nations of workers, drugs some learn they ought to cache. Is that the lesson that they should be learning? Treat symptoms and ignore the problem gaily? Ignore their bodies' warnings, feeding yearnings for junk that causes pain, returning daily for food that hurts their bodies every day. We spoke of migraines freely, and the peeing, the ridding of the toxins one has eaten. It took me years before I started seeing the truth about why I was being beaten with migraine pain. One suffers for each treat. I mentioned trigger foods I'd been consuming. Caffeine and chocolate got a big reaction. I don't miss onion fumes that left me fuming, but cheese and seasonings? Both were dooming action for years. I'm free now and not going back, I hope. Folks said, no chocolate? What's the point of living? With migraine pain, I prayed for death and answers, deliverance from pain I kept reliving. Some foods cause pain, with others giving cancer, so why would people even take the chance? I left it there. I saw that they weren't willing to eat real food instead of junk from delis and instant life they swallow, though it's killing them. Most folks choose to just keep filling bellies with toxins and keep living lives of hell. The conquerors brought chocolate to each native, to conquered kids, who found this substance thrilling. Did this abuse become premeditative, or has it always been creative killing? This pain could end, and yet it never will. We first must see before we start believing. Truth's tough to see. It's indiscriminative. Each migraine screams of conquerors reliving the world of men by consciously deceiving natives to gratefully accept their hellish fate. It's gone on now for several generations. The conquered love the treats from their abusers because sweet chocolate grants us love sensations. Though we may still be sweet temptations losers, our kids have future freedom we can choose. Young women commonly become afflicted with migraines once they breed, and kids aren't quiet. Each migraine's message, don't get kids addicted to junk. Give kids a food-restricted diet. Why feed kids pain for which they'll pray to die? So what's the point of living with addiction? And what's the point of mothers still supplying their kids with junk to nurture this affliction? And what's the point of my conviction dying? I know addiction's tough to kick, that's why. I could have said that now I'm finally living on healthy produce grown and picked in season. Instead, I dropped it. Most would be forgiving my diet tips. It spared me giving reason for living with no chocolate, wine, or cheese. I'm finally living every day when going up hiking trails in Waterton for hours. Since I'm not hiding from the light, I'm glowing, just radiant like all these growing flowers. I gave up migraines, so I'm living now.